Iceman, you should have been bobbing and weaving, baby, because you got knocked the fuck out. Surprise, surprise. Chuck Liddell gets knocked out by Tito Ortiz. The third fight of the trilogy, Tito versus Chuck. First two fights, Chuck Liddell beat the shit out of Tito. You can see in both fights, Tito was shook. He was scared. He didn't want none of Chuck because they were training partners back in the day. So when you're training partners, of course, you know the other person well. And Chuck got the best of Tito every time they trained because he was, he was a sparring partner for Tito at the time, who was the big name. But then when Chuck started to go solo, he wanted a piece of Tito because he knew in practice he would kill him. But then again, it's like, well, that's just practice, you know, it's whatever. But no, when they stepped in the cage twice, Chuck beat the dog shit out of Tito. Tito didn't want none of Chuck. So now, fast forward years later, this third fight is announced. Now, I knew from the jump this fight was going to be a mistake because Chuck is old as hell. He's been knocked out plenty of times. That's why Dana White won't let him fight anymore. Tito is still in shape. Tito's been, you know, still knocking guys out, choking guys out. So Tito is still in a good position as far as fighting goes. But even Tito kind of blew the whistle on Chuck. He was like, look, Chuck is doing this because he's out of money. He needs this fight. I get it. Let's do it, man. I'm going to give you a payday. And Chuck, of course, took offense to that. Like, nah, I'm not doing this for the pay. I'm doing this for the competition because I love the fight. That's what they all say. It's sad to see this happen to athletes, especially fighters who you know and love, because I'm a big Chuck Liddell fan. Any fan of MMA, mixed martial arts, fighting, UFC, owes Chuck Liddell a big amount of respect. Because of Chuck, the sport catapulted to where it is now. It's in the mainstream, and a lot of that is due to Chuck Liddell. But like all fighters, man, you get old, you suffer a couple of L's, you get knocked out, you're not the same guy. Chuck is nowhere near the same guy. Even watching him train, I was like, there's no way that Chuck wins this fight, man. Like, out of 20 million, 100,000 outcomes, there's one where Chuck wins. And that didn't happen last night. Like, I mean, if you watch the fight, you see from the jump, Chuck was scared, all right? Like remember how Mr. T, when he saw Rocky, Chuck is scared. He's scared, see a look in his eyes. Yes, Chuck was shook. Like, he didn't know what to do, especially when they came out. Usually Chuck has that hand cocked back, and he's looking like, you know, like a shark ready to attack. But this time he was like Chuck was looking like, what the fuck am I doing in this cage? He was like, I don't need to be here, but I need the money. And Tito, like, the more the fight went, Tito got more confident, and he was like, oh, I'm about to fuck you up. And that's exactly what happened. It was painful to watch because I do like both fighters, but I liked them, you know, when they were supposed to be fighting. This fight was not supposed to happen, and Tito got his revenge victory. So even though Chuck has 2 wins over him, I guess Tito can rest easily at night knowing that he finally knocked out the great Chuck, the Iceman Liddell. But he shouldn't take much pride in that because he beat an old, over-the-hill Chuck. But still, he stepped in the cage, he put it out there, and he got his ass whooped, so it is what it is. But come on, anybody that has the sense of a billy goat knows that's how the fight was going to turn out. I thought it was going to be even quicker than that. I thought Tito was going to knock him out in 30 seconds. I think he did it, what, in 4 minutes? So it did go longer than I expected. I think Tito will always kind of be scared of Chuck. It's that big brother, little brother kind of deal. So I think he'll always have that fear of Chuck. But as the fight went on, you could see like his confidence grew, and he was like, well, big brother's about to go to sleep right now. And that's exactly what happened. Chuck does not need to fight anymore. I'm going to put it out there. Anderson Silva's supposed to be fighting next month. He doesn't need to fight anymore. Like, man, I mean, I'm not a fighter, so I don't know the fighter's psyche, but it just seems like even when it's past their time, they still, you know, like Apollo said, you know, we have to be in the middle of the action because we're the warriors. And without some challenge, without some damn war to fight, then the warrior may as well be dead, Stallion. They want to go out on their shield, and I guess Chuck went out on his shield. He shouldn't fight anymore. He shouldn't be allowed to fight anymore. Anderson Silva shouldn't fight anymore. Like, what's his name, Fedor? All these guys should not be fighting anymore, man. Just give it up. Let this new generation come in and take over the fight game, because it's painful to watch these legends, these Hall of Famers go down like that, man. Even my man Rampage, who is my personal favorite fighter, I love Rampage Jackson. He's still doing his thing, but still, you know, he's not the same fighter, but I get it. You got to make that check. But yeah, I don't care to see Rampage fight anymore because I don't want to remember him how he used to be slamming fools and knocking fools out. And now we just have, you know, Rampage that just kind of moves around slow and throws a punch every now and then. But I still got love for my man though. It's all good. So anyway, y'all, did y'all see the Tito Chuck fight, man? What did y'all think about it? Are you shocked at the outcome? If you are, huh? So anyways, y'all, that's my 2 cents on it, man. Thanks for watching. As always, this is Rashad G signing out. See you in the next video.